Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 15th, 2025 and Barcelona want to extend the contract of Ferran Torres. Also, Kounde's agent was seen leaving Barcelona's offices. And finally, Nico Williams has explained why he decided to stay at Athletic Club de Bilbao, in the process snubbing Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news regarding our home, our fortress, our stadium, the Spotify Camp Nou, because the process to install the official pitch has begun. Now, several weeks ago when the pitch was installed, I told you that was not the final pitch or the official pitch, and now lo and behold, I was right, because now the process is currently undergoing to remove that pitch that was installed several weeks ago and then install the new one, the one that's going to be used at during the 2025-2026 season. Now, there's questions about why would Barcelona do this. It's a process. It's a process to perfect the pitch. It's a process to prep the dirt, to test the drainage system, to let the grass, settle in. So it's actually, they're gonna have to do this several times. Rip the pitch, put a new one, rip the pitch, put a new one. So we're gonna see this process being done a lot of times. It's just kind of like prepping, kind of when you paint. You don't just paint one coat, you do several coats, you prep the wall. So that's kind of like how it works. You have to do this several times when it's new soil. So that's why they installed the first pitch, they ripped it out, and now they're installing the second pitch because as I reported in yesterday's podcast, I think it was in the podcast, La Liga inspectors have already gone to inspect the stadium, and the report states that Barcelona are on the way to be back at the Camp Nou during the September 13th, September 14th weekend, which is the first official home match, which will be against Valencia, because the first three matches will be away, since Barcelona requested that to have more time to prepare the Camp Nou, and La Liga approved that request. Now, on to the next bit of news, because it's reported that Barcelona want to extend the contract of Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres, who had a really great season last season, being a super sub. And I say super sub because even though most of the matches he came off the bench, he ended up scoring 19 goals and providing 7 assists. Not bad for a substitute. And of course, Hansi Flick is very happy, and so is the club, with Ferran Torres' performance. So Barcelona want to reward that performance by giving Ferran Torres a contract extension and past the expiration of 2027. There's talks about Barcelona extending it until 2030, but talks are yet to begin, because of course Barcelona have other priorities right now. They have other renewals that they're currently working on. Of course, there's also the whole 1-to-1 rule, registering players, finalizing signings. So there's currently no rush, since Barcelona know Ferran wants to stay at the club. Barcelona have already communicated to him that they have full faith in him. So both parties want to continue their relationship. So for now, Barcelona gonna, figure out their other priorities and then go back to Ferran Torres and begin negotiations to extend the contract of the Shark, El Tiburón. Now, speaking of contract renewals, today the agent of Jules Kounde was seen leaving the Barcelona offices. And why? Because, Barcelona are resuming negotiations to extend the contract of Kounde. Now, Kounde's contract, like Ferran Torres, expires in 2027. Barcelona had reached out already to Kounde to let him know that they wanted to extend his contract, because of course Flick is incredibly happy with Kounde. He believes he's a corner piece of his project. Flick considers him one of the best, if not the best, right backs in Europe. I agree with that assessment. And as such, Barcelona had told Kounde, hey, we're happy with you. We're betting on you. You're very important. We want to renew you. Kounde expressed to Barcelona, I'm also happy here. I also want to stay. And then there was an initial encounter between Barcelona and Kounde's agent to kind of lay the foundation. But then those talks were kind of paused because, of course, Barcelona had other priorities, like the signing of Joan Garcia, etc., etc. And now that Barcelona have gotten some of those priorities out of the way, like renewing Lamine Yamal, now Barcelona are resuming talks with Jules Kounde's agent to extend the contract of the French defender. Now, on to the next bit of news, because as I reported in yesterday's video, Pablo Torres' transfer has been made official by Mallorca. He has joined Mallorca on a €5 million transfer, where Barcelona will retain 50% of his rights and also retain a buyback clause. While Pablo Torres had his first statements as a Mallorca player, where he thanked Barcelona for the time spent at the club. Now, this is what Pablo Torre had to say. My first games in professional football, my first goals, my first titles, playing with the best. You never forget the first times. Thank you. This is, of course, directed at Barcelona. And then he talked about the project at Mallorca. He said, since I first spoke with Arrasate and Hortels during a video call I was at the European Championships, talking about the under-21 Euros with Spain. They gave me a lot of confidence. I needed it. I felt like this could turn out really well, and I'm very happy to be here. Now, as much as I would love to see Pablo Torres stay at Barcelona, I am happy that he is at Mallorca. I think it's a great destination for him. He's gonna get what he actually needs, which is playing time. And unfortunately, at Barcelona, with so many midfielders, that just wasn't going to happen. But at Mallorca, I'm sure Pablo Torre will get plenty of minutes where he can continue growing, developing, reaching his full potential. And who knows, maybe Barcelona will bring him back in the short distance. Now, let's end this video with the news that Nico Williams has given his first interview since announcing he's staying at Athletic Club de Bilbao, and he explained his reasons for snubbing Barcelona and staying at his boyhood club. And this is what Nico Williams had to say. We have big goals ahead, like playing in the Champions League, and there's no better way to do it than with the club of my life. Pfft, yeah, okay, bro. The closest thing you're gonna get to the Champions League trophy is watching it on TV. But anyways, he also explained that another reason for him staying was his brother. So he said, my brother is an example for everyone, especially for me. He's the ideal leader for this team because, of course, next season Iñaki Williams will be the captain of Athletic Club de Bilbao. And finally, Nico Williams addressed the fans saying, I want to give back to the fans everything they've given me. They've always shown me a lot of love. All those insults on your mural, I wouldn't call that love. And I'm proud to have their support. Again, destroying your mural twice, I wouldn't call that support. But anyway, so Nico Williams, in other words, saying, hey, I stayed at Athletic Club de Bilbao because it's the club of my life. It's my brother, my family, blah, blah, blah. Which tells me two things. Either A, he's full of shit, because if that was always the plan to stay with the club of his life and his family and his brother, then why did he reach out to Barcelona? Why did he reach an agreement with Barcelona? Why did he tell Athletic Club de Bilbao that he was leaving? Why did he tell his teammates that he was leaving? I mean, if that was always the plan, then are you just, full of shit and just lying? Or two, maybe that was the plan the whole time, to stay at Athletic Club de Bilbao, which tells me that he used Barcelona to get a better contract, which is not a good look, because that means you also lied to the club of your life. Because, why not just tell him, I want to stay, let's negotiate a better contract? Why go through the whole, oh, I'm leaving, okay, never mind, now that you're giving me a better contract, I'm going to stay. So either way, I don't think it's a good look. He's either full of shit or he used Barcelona to get a better contract. In either way, it's looking like we dodged a bullet, because that's not the kind of player that we want at our club. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did upload another video a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.